Sup? Sup? Sup, dude? Sup, dude? Whoa! Whoop up! Whoa whoop! Oh whoopa! 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 Wabba-boops! Da-da-dee! Da-da-da! Alright, welcome back. Thank you guys for joining me for today's live stream. I'm back home. I had a great trip in Southern California. It was quite a swell time. I took NyQuil last night, and I still feel it over 12 hours later. So, yeah, fuck yeah, bro. Sipping on some scissor, you feel me? Alright, let's go ahead and roast some tracks. First up, we have Pixel Wax, who actually supported me on my Patreon. Here we are at patreon.com/yousuckerproducing. My dad's been telling me to get this for like 4 or 5 years now. You know, I'm 4 or 5 years late, but that's better than 6 years late, you know what I'm saying? So if you like the videos, if you like the channel, feel free to support me on Patreon. It would mean the world to me, and I would kiss you and love you. And there's all sorts of crazy benefits. It integrates with the Discord, so you get a special role in the Discord. You get a private live video stream of me with whatever you want on it, so you can submit suggestions for what you want my private video stream to be. I roast your tracks. The highest tier offers. Let me show you guys the tiers real quick. Highest tiers offer private lessons, and I will roast your tracks, and we can work one-on-one with your track. If you're a Sweet Sally, if you pay $20 or more a month, then you get access to my patron-only video stream. It's very tight. $10 a month, guaranteed roasting, private one-on-one feedback. $5 a month, you're definitely not a dingus, and you get some sweet perks there as well as supporting Uncle Joe's drinking habit. So, okay, I think I've promoted myself shamelessly enough. Here's the link. Enjoy. Great. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and listen. Here we have Pixel Wax with Redundant. Let's hear it. Damn, dude, that's fucking sick, bro. Whoa, shit. Really good work, man. Amazing sound design, really clean mix. Um, awesome sound effects, percussion, all that. Very, very good work. Give yourself a tap on the wrist. You deserve it. Only really one thing. First off, I mean, it's a very common chord progression in this type of music. I've used it. Everybody's used it. Everybody and their mom has used it. One guy said, "Jim PD, number one." It's the 4/1 progression. It's very, very common. Maybe a bit too common, and I really like how you switch it up later in the song. Yeah, the only issue is I wish that low bass note. You see how it kind of comes after the chord. Sometimes I wish it would line up with the chord. I feel like that might make for a more satisfying resolution, or either delaying the chord itself so that the bass and the chord hit at the same time. Because otherwise, the chord sounds kind of empty and a bit dissonant without the bass in that split second before it comes in. But other than that, excellent work. I'm gonna heart this, and you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. Doing a great job. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Thank you so much, Pixel Wax, and once again, he donated via Patreon, and I love him to death for that. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to first track made. Feedback would be awesome. Okay, well, here we go.
Hey, 50 bands.
That's all right. Let's move on. Please let me know what you think of my new indie rock release and how I can improve next time. Let's take a listen.
Every once in a while, I think about the smile that you gave me when I asked if you want to go out with me, because you're such a fancy lady. Please don't say no, because I wanna go with you to the movie show. What do you think about tomorrow? Every once in a while, I think about the look that you gave me when I said that you're gonna drive me crazy, because you're such a fancy lady. Please don't say no, because I wanna go with you to the movie show. What do you think about tomorrow? Every day I waste my time just to go to the mall down the line where I first saw you, and where I was too blind to see that you smiled just because of me, and where I missed the opportunity to ask you if you wanna go on with me. But after 1, 2, 3, you were gone. Otherwise, I could say it was the best day of my life.
Mac the Marco, Mac the Marco Burger. Okay, yeah, pretty standard indie rock release. Good guitar. Very standard. It's pretty obvious that the drums are programmed, especially in the snare. I think you're using the same snare sample throughout, and yeah, it's pretty obvious. Um, I would either record real drums or try and find a more nuanced way of programming them. So, for example, instead of using one snare, you could use two or three snare samples at varying velocities. Maybe compress the drums differently so that they sound a little bit more like they're in a room. Maybe add some reverb there. As far as your vocals though go, I think they might have too much reverb and they're a little too far back, a little too dynamic. Your vocal performance isn't perfect, but it's fucking lo-fi indie rock, so of course it's not. Just bring it further in the front. I think there's a bit of charm there in your vocals, and I wish they were a little less further back and drowned in reverb. Great. Cool. Yeah, awesome. Let's go to the Discord. I'm sure there's some good stuff there. I started playing this. Let's go and listen to Archelius. Archelius? Alright, whatever. Oh shit, that was sick. Yo, Andreas, thank you so much for donating. I really, really appreciate that. It means a lot. And thank you, Crow, for donating as well. That also means a lot. I really appreciate every little bit of support. Um, this is a very solid track. At first, I wasn't too sold on it because it was just kind of those 80s synths at the beginning there, and there was really a lot of frequency activity happening, a lot of resonant peaks. I want to say around 1K, maybe 800 hertz, just like crazy frequency buildup there. So I'd highly recommend you look at my muddiness video. It's a little bit higher than the range that I was talking about, but yeah, you gotta carve out those frequencies there. Once the drop came in with the drums and the trap, that was all good. But just I think your mix needs a bit of cleanup, especially in the intro. Other than that, it's a very solid beat. Thank you so much for sharing. Um, mwah, mwah. Thank you all for donating. I really appreciate it. You're the best. Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes, scroll up and down. Guys, do you know how to get fluid out of your ear? Because I have a lot of fluid built up in my right ear. I don't think it's an ear infection. It doesn't like hurt anything, but I can just feel it kind of sloshing around there like a washing machine. And yeah, it'd be nice to get that out. Um, anyways, here we have Durg with Vanguard. Let's take a listen. Durg. Yeah, maybe it doesn't need more love, Larry. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're the one to give Dirk some love. I mean, look at those beautiful eyes he's got there. Uh, yeah. It's not bad. It's pretty interesting kind of synth out trap shit. Maybe having the chords or the harmony be a little bit more apparent. Um, right now, it feels like there isn't really any sort of clear harmonic component. You've got the bells and the synths, and they're kind of working together nicely. Um, I don't really have a whole lot of feedback on this one. I think I'm just sick of trap music. Anyways, let's move on. Cool. I got those t-shirts. Let's take a listen. Cool. Yeah, I really like the 808 you use, how much distortion you have, the kind of distortion you have on it. It's pretty unique. I agree with Pixel Wax. I wish there was more variation in the hi-hats. Um, Also, I felt that this kind of return to form here could have been better executed. Maybe just withholding the bass for a little bit longer so that it really feels punchy when it comes back in. Right now, I feel like that's an opportunity to really create another super hard hitting point in the song. I feel like you might not be taking full advantage of it. Um, Other than that, pretty solid trap banger. What can I say? How about some not trap music, guys? Does that exist anymore? Have we reached peak trap? Peak trap? Oops. Looks like we couldn't find the track because it wasn't trap. Let's take a listen to this. Elijah Cruz. This track can't be played outside of SoundCloud. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I like Firearm. This guy looks new to me. I've done Firearm many times. Firearm, we know he's the shit, obviously. Um, I want to see some fresh blood here. Some fresh pink blood. Shit. Cool. Really great guitar, really great percussion, makes sound super clean. The bass is not always playing the root notes of whatever chords are happening on top, so as a result, there's a fair amount of dissonance there. For example, yeah, so that's the keys and the guitar are not playing the same chord there. Yeah, so there's a fair amount of dissonance right there. Yeah, and I think that it's like there's like two bass notes happening at the same time. One's an octave up, one's an octave down, and they're playing like two slightly different notes. Do you guys hear that dissonance? It's like two bass notes happening at the same time or some shit. It sounds really ugly. That's all good right there. That's all good too. That's not good. The whatever synth you just introduced there. First off, I'm not a huge fan of the sound. It just sounds like an Omnisphere preset. And then once again, the bass is doing that thing where it's either playing two notes that are different from one another, or whatever note is playing, it doesn't seem to be the root note of whatever chord is happening on top. So as a result, too much sauce. Get rid of that Omnisphere sound. It's not good. It's not good. Everything else is beautiful. Yeah, the bass is kind of doing its own thing. You gotta make sure that the bass is making its day job. How else is the bass gonna play around if it's not doing its job? It's gotta play the root notes of the chords on top, bro. Really beautiful breakdown. The snap is too loud. Everything else is good. Beautiful second section. Turn down that fucking snap, bro. Everything here is great. Super beautiful. Yeah, just get rid of the Nexus patch or the Omnisphere patch or whatever the fuck that is, because I mean the rest of your sonic palette is so beautiful. It just seems strange that that would come in and just muck everything up. But yeah, super solid track. Just fix the Nexus patch, remove it, see what you can do about making the bass play the root notes of the chords on top, and you got yourself a small lo-fi banger. Okay, let's go ahead and listen to Icon Ice. wow. I really like the dark, icy outer space atmosphere of this track. It does feel lunar with that purple doggo. Um, and I really like the bass, kind of the 808 is very distorted and low. I like that. I like how the drums are pretty lo-fi and organic sounding. Uh, it gets stale after a while. I definitely think it needs a vocalist if it you know wants to engage people. The snare is mixed way too loud, and it happens too often. Um, so as a result, it gets kind of annoying. Totally agree with one of the commentators. Um, yeah, I would try seeing if you can mix this down because I think also maybe the reverb, the amount of it, might be making the mix down harder than it needs to be. Um, but yeah, once again, pretty solid. Let's do Trent. I like Trent. Spooky.
So dead, I see the back of my head. The look never gets me back. I'm sick of it, I've ever been. Feeling so dead, I see the back of my head. The look never gets me back. I'm sick of it, I've ever been. Feeling so dead, I see the back of my head. The look never gets me back. I'm sick of it, I've ever been. Feeling so dead, I see the back of my head. The look never gets me back. I'm sick of it, I've ever been. Feeling so dead, I see the back of my head. The look never gets me back. I'm sick of it, I've ever been.
Yeah. Oh, Trent, dude. Fucking sick, bro. Those vocals are actually really, really good. I wish you actually did a verse instead of just letting the instrumental ride. I think a verse, if it's on par with what you sang for the chorus in terms of production quality and melody and all that, I think this could be really, really good. Maybe even have some commercial potential because it reminds me of whatever Lil Peep pump fucking emo screamo trap shit that's big right nowadays. I mean, it's very with better production value. So I think you got something really promising here. I think the snare's too quiet. I think the drums in general are too quiet in terms of the mix. Maybe a little less reverb on the hi hat. Other than that, it's excellent. I really wish I'm looking forward to hearing a version of this with a real verse because that would be super fucking dope. Um, Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, Trent. Some very talented people in the Discord. I'm proud of you guys. Seriously. Let's go ahead. Who else we got here? Firearm. I'm gonna skip you because I already know you're gonna be really dope. Let's try this. The reindeers. Ooh. Hi guys, welcome to my gaming channel. I'm here to play Fortnite for 18 hours straight. Thank you. No, other than that, I mean, yeah, it's pretty solid. Progressive, deep house, EDM, banger. Couple things that I noticed just from the beginning. Yeah, there's like, I think too much release or too much reverb on your main synth because it sounds really, really muddy going from one chord to the next. I think you need to turn up the amount of brightness on the synth because it sounds very muted and muddy. I think a great resource for you would be reference tracks because if your mix isn't on par with everybody else in this genre, you're gonna get fucked because it's such a saturated and hyper-competitive genre that if your mix is lacking even slightly, you're just noise. Which is why I would recommend maybe not going for super competitive genre, you know what I'm saying? Okay, let's take a listen. Yeah, way too much reverb and shit. Really punchy big kick. That's all good, probably. Not exactly the greatest, most imaginative build-up. Yeah, I think you could improve the build-up as well. Maybe filter out the kick more gradually so it doesn't go from full power to just nothing instantly. Maybe use maybe a more imaginative snare sample. Also, maybe you can do like a trick where you increase the amount of reverb or delay on the snare as the buildup goes on. And there's many things you can do to kind of spice that thing up because right now it's very cookie cutter. Just keep playing. Good main synth, good lead, good melody. Your clap feels a bit in the background. Yeah, honestly, bro, I think you just need to listen to reference tracks and actually put the reference tracks in the same set because they'll tell you everything you need to know. Other than that, solid, I guess. Welcome to my gaming channel. Cool. Take a listen. I'm gonna keep scrolling. More Firearm. Come on, somebody other than Firearm. Firearm, you're gonna be the next Skrillex. We all know that. Animo. Trust me, I'm an artist. I like this guy's name. Let's see what he's got. feeling so downtrodden. I just want to walk in the rain. Oh, oh, talk about my feelings. Well, actually, I jest, but it's a very solid track. It does get boring. And the reason why it gets boring is because it's too much of the same throughout. I like your B section. And I think the fact that you have a B section is already putting you miles ahead of every single 24/7 study beat chill hop type situation. Um, Not to hate on chill hop, I actually just put out another track with them like 3 days ago. I love those guys. But here's the thing: there's no lead to this. It's just kind of accompaniment. It desperately needs a vocal or at least some sort of lead to become engaging. Especially since the track is, it's hashtag 420, and I like that, but feels a bit long. Like I think you could very easily cut half of it. Um, the drum programming feels a bit stiff, although I did recognize some of my drum samples, so thanks for taking me back. Um, I think it just needs more change. It just needs more musical stuff. And I know you're an artist, and I trust you, but the thing has to go both ways, okay? I love you. Um, Add a lead or a vocalist, please. Okay, great. Hannah Mo, I'm familiar with you. Dead Prince asked $3. Okay, well, let's see what this is. Guess it doesn't change. Boy, that's just like fucking taking a mud bath on ketamine and just like drinking molasses at the same time. Holy shit, that's a lot of mud. So please go ahead and watch my tutorial video this week on muddiness. I think it'll help you out. There's no number, I think somebody said this in the comments, there's no number of gunshot samples that would make that mud go away. So yeah, please clean that up because it sounds like there's just way too much sub there. Cool, great. Thank you so much. More trap. I love trap. Thank you so much. Let's hear this. Is this trap? Is it trap? Looks like it's the next best thing. Oh, here we go.
Whoa, bingo. Whoa, bingo, 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 bingo.
Yeah, it's fine. I would just pick a more straight ahead drum group because it feels like the drums never really congeal. I think you use too many snares. Um, yeah, that's fine. Cool. Trust me, I'm an artist. We saw you. Lo-fi trap instrumental. I know to avoid that. Um, Unmixed or mastered, but dang, it sounds pretty good. That the same guy? I don't know. French. Let's do lo-fi house. Beautiful. Cool. Sounds like a lo-fi Fred Falk. Brunch, I know you're watching. It's pretty solid. Gets kind of old after a while. I think Zoo had a great suggestion. Just try accentuating certain parts with fills, variations, maybe even adding some vocal chops or vocal samples somewhere, because it does get stale throughout. Now, I know you want this to be lo-fi. It doesn't feel lo-fi enough. So perhaps you can put something like this on the master, the RC20. Um, Retro color plugin. It's very nice. It's a great way to lo-fi any fucking thing instantly. So try putting that on the master. I think it might sound a little bit more lo-fi in the way that you want it to, because right now it just doesn't sound lo-fi enough. Um, well, yeah, I think it's a solid start. Cool. I think we're basically out of time. Plus, my sister's playing piano. Um, but thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Appreciate every single one of you, and it's nice to see some really talented folks in the Discord and people learning from each other and all that. It warms my heart. If you'd like, once again, if you like what you see, if you've gotten something out of my videos, or you learned something or enjoyed them, consider donating to my Patreon. Would really appreciate that as well. If not, if you're broke, that's okay too. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Mwah. Love all of you. Have a great day. Peace out.